right? Like,
So
horrible.
If I'm on your team, is everyone just like,
yes.
no one gets you? Are you just calling each other out on your social
Everyone's
cues?
a winner on my team. They're amazing, right? Like we play music, right? Of course you can lean in sometimes, but in that first impression especially, right? It's like, hey, good morning everyone, good to see you. So I want you to think about profile pictures, videos. I love chairs with armrests. Why? It helps our shoulders stay grounded. So that's the biggest one, is taking up space. The second thing that happens, that also gives you more vocal power. So if I were to do this entire interview with my shoulders up, it would look bizarre, right? I would look scared.
You would be more closed up.
Yeah, it would be. And so if I tense my vocal cords right now, I'll begin to go into vocal fry. So vocal fry, have you heard this before?
Yes.
It's when your voice sounds like sizzling bacon. I just don't know. I'm not sure. But like, I was just thinking about it. And if it's, oh my goodness, it's horrible. And the reason why we'll accidentally go into fry is because we're literally clenching our vocal cords and they cannot get enough breath. Vocal fry, not to be gross, but vocal fry happens when our vocal cords rattle together. And that's what we're hearing, is the rattling. That's why we don't like it. And so when you have space, you prevent vocal fry. Okay. If you hear yourself in vocal fry, here's the quickest fix you have. Speak louder.
Right.
So the best way to get rid of vocal fry is to just up your volume. It will push more air through your vocal cords and it makes them hum.
Yeah.
If other people on your team are using vocal fry, just ask them to speak up.
And speak a little louder.
Yeah. That will usually get them out of vocal fry.
Okay.
Little secret. Don't blame it on me, but that's a really easy way to, if you're interviewing someone, and they're in vocal fry and you know it's going to drive your listeners crazy, just be like, the audio, they just can't hear you. Could you speak a little bit louder? It will work.
Now, what's the difference between the humble hands on a knees or on a table, I guess, right here? Does this work on a table as well?
Yes.
Versus hand over top of the other hand, which is relaxed but also is closed body.
Yes.
Versus two hands side by side, relaxed, not like intense, but relaxed side by side. What's the difference between these two?
Perfect question. So your book cover. Your book cover is hand over hand.
Yeah.
And they're relaxed.
Yeah.
And it's a closed posture, but it works. Right? And so it's okay to me. As long as your hands are relaxed, I don't care if they're closed or open. Now, I do care about this. So when we protect our trunk, arms crossed, yes, I do care about this. And why is because when we are crossing like this, I know it's comfortable for some people. What research finds is two things. One is we look more closed off. So we never want to look closed off. But second, they found that when people are trying to be creative or strategic, they literally cannot generate as much ideas when they are like this.
What's the alternative?
Humility hands, open posture, holding a drink, typing at a computer, taking notes.
Anything else but
anything else but that. Anything else. So I love props. So the way that I don't cross my arms, because I actually like to cross my arms.
Yeah. It's kind of relaxing, It's kind of like.
I know. Yeah. But actually, if you're thinking or processing, cross away, right? If you need to take a minute, take a step back, it's a great way to break. So I hold a clicker for presentations and a pen, for slides. Because every time I think about crossing my arms, I remember, I have the clicker. When we think about getting rid of, I call them bad nonverbal habits, right? So tics, so crossing arms, those are all bad nonverbal habits.
Slouching.
Yeah. It's really hard to just say, don't do that. So what I'd rather you do is replace it. Displacement tactics. Okay, so you cross your arms. Can you hold a coffee mug? Can you hold a pen? Can you hold a clicker? Can you always have a moleskin notebook? I have a student of mine who always has a moleskin. He doesn't need it.
He just holds it.
He has it. He opens it up and he'll write the date and the meeting name and what he had for breakfast, but that's it. He literally uses it because if he doesn't, he puts his hands in his pocket or crosses his arms. And so he has it in front of him because it helps him feel very grounded and centered.
It's a replacement tool.
It's a replacement tool.
Yeah.
So I would think about what are some tools you can use that will help you do that.
What about the finger crossing?
So look at the difference. Like this, when I'm white knuckling, you can see that I am tense. I'm trying to keep it together, Vanessa, right?
But this is
this is called a steeple.
The fingertip touch.
Oh, I love a steeple. Yeah, so a steeple is when the tips of your fingers touch and like a church steeple.
It's like Mr. Wonderful just does this the whole time.
Exactly. You will notice that when
Constantly.
when Mr. Wonderful is contemplating a deal, he'll go like this. Why?
Tap it.
Doesn't it make you feel like you're just in control? It's like, And so this is a really good power gesture. It's one of our competence cues. That's why I have it on the cover of the book, is to show high competence, because it's about getting in control. The steeple, we love it because it shows our palms, which shows we're not concealing anything.
Do you want the steeple pointed at someone?
Either
or
one. Any
up?
of those. Any and all. Whatever
If you have
feels
it
natural.
up here like the diamond.
I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't be like, hello, everyone. Good morning.
So here or pointed at them is
Right,
fine?
totally fine. You'll notice that like Mr. Wonderful does it perfectly. He'll like go like this. He'll tap it. The only thing I would be careful of is drumming fingers. That looks like Mr. Burns evil, right?
Schmiegel, yeah.
I don't love that one. Okay, so like don't look like you're scheming, right? Like that can look a little bit crazy. But if you're like, oh yes, I'm thinking about it. Now, I want to give a caveat. Please only use cues that you've tried on a few times and feel natural. There are some cues in the book, where there's 96 cues in the book, that I still don't like. I've tried them every which way and I do not like them.
What's the most powerful cue that you don't like, but you know is extremely effective in charisma or connection or trust or
Probably
leadership?
Volume. So research shows that people who speak in louder volumes literally are taken more seriously. But that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. And so even on stage, when I'm like really excited, I still don't want to be like, let me tell you about something very, oh God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But volume dynamism is a cue I teach in the book that I have trouble with.
But the research shows that people are more trustworthy or more competent.
Competent. It is a competent cue.
Because if you're soft, it's like you don't believe in your words.
It's actually volume dynamism. So it's being able to use your volume to match your intention. So for example,
So tonality and fluctuation at the right moments.
Yes. So like, for example, I feel a little ridiculous when I do this. This is a cue that I struggle with, which is like, let me tell you about something super important.
Yeah.
I just feel ridiculous. But some people do it so
But it
well.
works.
Oh, it works so well.
And people are so charismatic.
Yes.
When you can get the tonality, the inflection, is that what it is, of the tonality. They taught this to us in Toastmasters as one of the 10 initial lessons of being a competent communicator. One of the exercises is to give a 5-minute speech using tonality. It's you have to like find the cues of when you like pause and slow, and then you bring it over. It's like, how do you make it authentic?
So some people do it naturally. They're so good at it.
Gifted.
That is not me. That's why I don't have a podcast. That's why I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right? Like on YouTube, I can use my gestures and my facial expressions. It's why I don't have a podcast. I feel I am not dynamic enough in my vocal power. And so that's one cue that I work on, but I have a hard time being in control of my volume.
Yeah. Okay, so we have these hand gestures. This is fine on the table also?
Yep, all good, relaxed and good.
What about hands open on the table?
Okay, so let's talk about
Open
palm
body.
up versus palm down.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was researching for the book, I was looking for my favorite are cues hiding in plain sight. Those are my favorite. I just used it.
Those are my favorite.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, you did. That was very organic.
I did it.
It's very natural.
I'm really happy right now.
It's like you're speaking to a girlfriend, just naturally flowing through.
Let me tell you a
secret here.
Yeah, okay, so that was great. That was very exciting. I felt very excited. Okay, so I love cues hiding in plain sight. And so I had a lot of political examples, a lot of celebrity examples, and Britney and Lance Armstrong. But I wanted historical examples. And so I was looking at famous paintings, and I noticed that The Last Supper, painted by Leonardo da Vinci, has hidden cues in it. You'll notice that the way that it's positioned, Christ is positioned in the middle. So Da Vinci positioned in the middle. Okay. Most people do not realize that in that picture, Christ is doing this. He has one palm up and one palm down. It's hard to see it in that.
Oh yeah, his
shot.
left palm is up, and
Yes.
the right palm is down on the table, right?
Now this is very interesting because like most people don't look at this right away, but why? Why is he doing that?
Why would he put his hand like that?
Why would he put his hand like that? And what do those mean? So let's look at the research. Palms open are universal gestures of openness. When we want something, what do? We hold open our hand.
Give it to me.
Yeah. When we're offering something, what do? We hold open our hand. When we are open to suggestion, we show our palm and we have it visible. A palm down gesture is a high competence cue. It shows dominance. It shows directiveness. You might think of, I won't mention them by name, some famous dictators of the past who did palm down gestures. Why? That is a very dominant gesture. When people are giving directives, they often say, be quiet, sit down, right? I don't want to hear from you right now. It's a very direct.
Dismissive too, in a sense, right? It's kind
especially
of
if you shake it at someone. So Why would we have these two cues? They perfectly balance each other out. Christ is depicted as the highest, most charismatic person in the painting. And so what does he do? He literally balances warmth and competence. He's showing the universal gesture of openness and giving, while at the same time, a universal gesture of direct authority.
When was this painting made?
1498.
Wow.
Yeah. So Da Vinci, I think, hid cues that signaled the viewer, wow, he's charismatic. The takeaway from this, by the way, is if you're giving a directive and you don't want it to be questioned, you're better off giving palms down. You're better off saying, listen, team, we've got to get this done. We've got to be efficient. We got to be streamlined. I need you to do it for me.
Just go, yeah.
Just go, just do it. If you want feedback, like when I take Q&A, I'm like, what can I do? What questions can I answer? Right? I'm giving open. That's a very, very subtle but very powerful cue. Okay, so that's how Christ is depicted balancing. The other thing that he does is if you measure the amount of space that Christ takes up in the painting, you'll notice he takes up the most space. He literally has the most distance between his shoulder and his earlobe.
Like he's like,
yes, because he's tilting. So tilting is a warmth gesture. And so he's the only pictured person who is head tilt with also expansive posture. So there's all these hidden cues that I think paint this picture behind what's happening. Now, if you look at Judas, now if you didn't know anything about this history, Judas would be the character painted with the most intrigue. If you notice, he's also holding a clenched fist. Right? He's the only character in the picture who has a clenched fist and is distancing. He's literally turning his body away from us. And we know, we already talked about, that distancing is a danger zone cue. So here is the person who is later about to betray Christ. And how does Da Vinci signal that? He hides cues. He shows a clenched fist, which shows withholding and anger. And then he shows that he's about to lie, that he literally turns his body away. The reason I show this is because I think that we don't realize there's these cues being sent to us all the time. I do a lot of breakdowns on my YouTube channel of politicians, and we don't realize, even when we look at political campaigns, in one picture, there's thousands of cues being sent to us, and we should know what's being sent to us.
The thumb pinch.
Oh, the thumb pinch.
This is Obama, right?
Okay.
He did this all the time, didn't he?
So here's what's funny is Obama used to be a pointer. We don't like being pointed at. So there's something about it as humans. It's like, let me tell you what to do. It's kind of a better than. So I think he was coached because all of a sudden he never pointed again and he only used the thumb pinch. The thumb pinch is a very clever gesture because in Western cultures, this means good job, thumbs up, good job, or like me. Like literally, social media, like, right? This is what we see. Like, give me a like. And so the thumb pinch is a very subtle thumbs up gesture. So every time he does it, it makes you think, oh, first of all, he never clenches.
It's relaxed.
It's relaxed.
It's kind of like an open thumb.
It's an open thumb because he's saying A-okay, like. And he's also saying, this is a point I want you to remember. It literally looks like a bullet point.
Right.
I'm going to give you a point that you should remember.
Yes.
And Obama, I'm going to do an Obama impression. It's going to embarrass us both. Okay?
It's okay.
Okay. I'm not very good at impressions,
It's okay.
but Obama does this thing that I find so interesting. So Obama uses a downward inflection. So we talked about the question inflection, right? So when we go up at the end of our sentences, Obama goes down at the end of his sentences. He literally slings down his words. And downward inflection we hear is very authoritative. So I'm going to do an Obama impression. Okay, so this is him slinging down his words. He goes, Sasha, Malia, it's very important that what we do today is going to be remembered forever. And if we don't do those things, we are going to be in deep trouble. That's a terrible Obama impression, but you can hear what I'm saying, right?
Of course.
He slings his words down, and that is very authoritative. So even that vocal cue makes us think, well, he knows what he's talking about.
Right. It's more authoritative, more confidence.
It's more authoritative. Versus if he were to say, Sasha, Malia, I have something really important to tell you. It's really important we do this for our future. Could you imagine if he gave speeches like that? And so even that vocal inflection worked for him because he also creates a lot of space in his mouth. He has a lot of space in the middle part of his mouth, so he talks very deeply in his mouth, and that helps keep his resonance really low because he has this space in the back of his mouth, and that creates a lot of resonance. Thank you.
That's a good impression. I like it. That was good.
You're not embarrassed for me? Good.
No, it's great.
It's because he creates this low resonance point and we like it. So that downward inflection is really important.
So many great cues in here. The power of the pause for power.
So a mistake that I used to make is I would pause the end of my sentence before continuing on to my next sentence and I would get interrupted. right? So a mistake that people will make is they'll give a thought, pause, and then keep speaking. Now, pauses are quite powerful. Powerful people typically use pauses in their speech. But if you pause in between your sentences, people will interrupt you because they think you're done. You're actually better off using what I call a power pause. A power pause is when you pause right before you give something away.
So not the end of a sentence.
Right.
In the middle of a sentence, before you're going to share something.
Really important.
So let me tell you something really important.
That's it, exactly. Yeah. Here's the mistake that people make is they'll say, something really important happened in my childhood that I want to tell you about. Pause. It was when I was, okay? People are like, should I talk to you? Should I ask you another question? What should I say? It actually creates conversational confusion, which is the last thing you want. Versus, I want to share a really important story from my childhood. That creates a lot more intrigue because like a story, from your childhood. And I have no desire to interrupt. So that's a very advanced tip. That's towards the end of the book. It's a very advanced tip because if you have trouble with people interrupting you, I would practice switching your pauses and think about that. What's the drama you can give?
Drama.
Yeah.
Create the drama.
Volume, pauses. Yeah. And by the way, Obama did that very well. He would deliver a point, right? He would go into his residence and he would say, what this country needs is better systems. Right? I'm saying nothing, but you're like, what's better? What is it? What is the thing that we need?
It's not what you say, it's how you say
That's it. Although how you say it is important too. That's
you need the competence.
That's the last chapter. So the last chapter I have to end on is verbal. Because yes, we spend a lot of the book talking about nonverbal and vocal, but your words matter, as we talked about with achievement-oriented words.
Yes.
But man, if you can deliver achievement-oriented words with power pausing, with a steeple, look out, world. You're coming.
That's big. I am a big believer that the most important thing we can do is learn how to heal the different traumas or triggers from our past that get us in a reactive state when the world is happening. And we become uptight, reactive, we say things we don't want to say, we regret the things we do, we act out, whatever it might be. Healing the past, memories, pain, frustrations, whatever you want to call it, I think is one of the most powerful things. The second most powerful thing we can do is learn how to master the art of communication and learn how to be comfortable in our own skin and our own voice. How to Win Friends and Influence People was a book that was extremely powerful for so many people to learn how to socially connect. And again, in life, we are either enrolling other people in us and our vision, or we're unenrolling them in us and our vision based on how we communicate, how we connect with people, whether we're trustworthy or untrustworthy. This book and your research and studies and content has been extremely powerful for so many people, including myself. I learn a lot, and I feel like this is something I'm always studying because I feel like you can never learn enough of understanding the science of people.
Yes.
And so I want people to learn how to continue to heal. It's a journey.
Yes.
But two, I want them to learn how to understand people. Again, if we go back to the quote that changed my early adult life, which was, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. If you can learn how to communicate that to people, it'll take you much farther. You can get by with less skills and less smarts if you understand how to be deeply empathetic and have connection skills with other people. It'll take you a long way. Eventually, you got to have some competence in there and be skilled at something.
And of course, everyone who's watching does, right? Like, we know that.
You got to have skills, and I think it's always important to invest in developing new skills as well to make you more competent. But this book, your work, is extremely valuable and important. Cues. Master the secret language of charismatic communication, small signals, incredible impact. Vanessa Van Edwards. I want everyone to get this book. I want you to buy a few copies for your friends, for the introvert friends in your life, for the socially awkward friends, for the anxious friends. Charisma is a superpower.
It's a superpower.
It is a superpower when used correctly. And here's the thing. If you use it incorrectly, you'll be humbled at some point in your life.
That's right.
Eventually, bad things will happen, and they'll keep happening over and over.
And it will drain you.
Drain you.
Yes.
So you're going to be humbled by the world if you don't use humility with your charisma. But I'm very excited about the book. I can't wait to dive in more and go back to this interview even more. I want people to get the book. They can follow you on the website, scienceofpeople.com, which has got an amazing newsletter that I subscribe to and get a lot of wisdom from.
Thank you.
You're always sharing new research and all this stuff in there. Scienceofpeople.com, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, V Van Edwards.
That's me.
Everywhere on social media. Your YouTube as well is extremely fun to watch. You just break down all these things visually.
Yes, so there was a couple things I didn't get to put in the book because they were too visual. Like it was just too hard to explain it. And so if you want to just get a little taste test, I break down The Rock because
it's great.
Who doesn't want to see many, like dozens of cues from The Rock? So I break down The Rock. I do a deep dive of Britney Spears because that was a whole book, right? Like I didn't have time to do it. I do Morgan Freeman, how does he get that vocal power? I talk about how he does it.
That's cool.
Princess Diana, why were we so intrigued by her? And Justin Bieber. Nice. So I break down some cues in there. If you just want a little taste test. Yeah.
And that's all Science of People, or is that?
That's on YouTube and on Science of People. And we have our interview on there too. So if people want to go watch that, they can.
Yes. Final 2 questions before I ask them. I want to acknowledge you, Vanessa, for constantly showing up. I think introverts who felt like they grew up socially awkward takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there, to constantly be in front of a camera, to be speaking on stages, to be learning this work and then sharing your work. I think it's really challenging to do for introverts. So for the journey that you've been on to try
healing.
Yeah, exactly. Healing is big too. But the journey you've had and you constantly keep showing up and putting this work out there is really inspiring. So I acknowledge you for that.
Thank you.
I asked you this question before, but this is called the 3 truths question. Imagine it's your last day on earth many years away. And for whatever reason, all of your work has to go with you to another place. Yeah. So no one has access to your content. But if you could leave 3 lessons to the world behind, what would you say would be those 3 lessons for you?
Life is too short to fake it. Find the real warmth or the real competence, or get rid of it. There are unique flavors of charisma. You don't have to be the bubbly extrovert. You can be the wise, competent sage, or the quiet, powerful leader, or the empathetic, compassionate healer. Those are all charismatic. There are different flavors. And lastly, your words have power. Your cues have power. Don't waste them. We can change someone's physiology with a single word. So with every word you put out there, think about how can you infect people for good.
That is powerful. What's the most powerful word we can infect someone with in a positive way?
I think gratitude. I think every time you say thank you, I'm appreciative, I'm grateful, you're gifting them honor and you're feeling grateful yourself. It's the only word I can think of that has a double effect both ways.
Wow.
So can I end on gratitude?
Sure.
I want to thank you so much because you created a tipping point in my career where you believed in me, you listened to me wholeheartedly, and you put my work out there and people listened, and it was a total tipping point in my career. And so you made me do podcasts. You made me realize I can do them in their safe spaces, which I was a little afraid of. You made me realize that I can find my people, and I just have to speak to them. And so you always say, yes, how can I help? Which I'm so grateful for.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you in return. You know, it's interesting, appreciation, the word gratitude and appreciation. Right when you said that, it made me reflect on my girlfriend and how I feel like every day I tell her how much I appreciate her. You know, I'm like,
beautiful.
Gosh, I'm so grateful for how you did this, or just this thing you did for me. I appreciate it so much. And every time I do it, now that I reflect on it, she's always just like, I don't know, it just warms her up even more.
Yes, because we don't often feel gratitude in our relationships, right? Like, especially, I've been married for 10 years, with my husband for 16 years, and you get very caught up in the logistics.
Yeah.
And so for anyone who's watching, I think we take the people we love for granted. We think about giving gifts of words to our colleagues or to our clients or to our customers, but like, don't forget the person you live with. Don't forget the person you care about. Don't get stuck in the logistics, right? Where you're like, you know, hey, honey, take the kids. Hey, take... And so I think that gratitude is especially important at home. And I think the more comfortable we are, the less we are gracious, the less gratitude we have. And so I hope that 10, 20, 30
that's the key.
years.
I mean, everyone in their first, I guess, year or two, you're like, oh, I love you so much, you're amazing.
Not everyone. No, not everyone.
Oh, interesting.
No, not everyone. And so I would say like...
Even the first couple of years?
I think saying that to her is a gift. And so if just your goal is 10 years from now, you can say that to her again. What a beautiful goal.
Often she'll be like, you're the most amazing man ever. And I'm like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I'm just saying I appreciate you. I'm just like, man, I'm so grateful you just did this. Thank you. I really appreciate the way you said this. Like, I don't think I'm like doing something extraordinary. You know what I mean?
No, it's big.
She's like, you have no idea. Yeah, it's like, you're the most amazing man. I'm like, I'm not like doing some grand gesture.
But
I'm literally just saying like, God, I'm focusing on something that I really appreciate that she did every day. And I'm like, I really appreciate the way you showed up here.
And that's why I think gratitude is the most powerful word there is. Because just being appreciative of her makes her think of it as a grand gesture. Like, imagine that. Like, one word of gratitude is a grand gesture. It doesn't take a boat ride down the water. It doesn't take, 12 dozen roses. It's like just telling someone you appreciate them.
Yeah.
And if that's one thing you take away from this interview, that you will right now text someone that you love them and you appreciate them and thank them for being them.
It's big. People remember that stuff.
That's a gift.
People don't care how much you know until they know how
Much
much you
they
care.
care.
Final question, what's your definition of greatness?
I love this because this is my third time here, and I think my definition has changed.
It's probably changed, yeah.
Over time. It's being in integrity. So it's going back to that important thing. Greatness is showing up as you are, how you feel, and feeling free to be that way. So that means you like the people in your life, you respect the people in your life, you're showing up congruent. You're showing up with lots of integrity where your cues match your words, which match your emotions. And I think that I am my greatest self when I can show up somewhere as myself and not worry about having to hide, fake, or change.
Vanessa, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for
Amazing.
listening.